is the third top pick on this day, NPI in Toronto. Jamie.
Yeah, we've talked about a couple of power companies, Capital Power and Algonquin, and some are seeing strength, some are seeing weakness. Northland's one of those ones that's seeing weakness. Many reasons why. They've had some cost overruns in two of their biggest projects in the last couple of years. They're also currently without a full-time CEO and CFO. So there's lots of uncertainty around Northland, and I think a lot of investors are just saying, this is in the too hard pile for me. They also had an unfortunate incident at a project, offshore wind project they're building in Taiwan, that where a contractor unfortunately died from a toxic gas leak. Now again, Northland contracts all these projects out to subcontractors, so hard to directly fault them, but still it delayed the project and just put another overhang on the stock. But right now we see a great company with a 6% dividend yield. Hard to find that level these days, and we think Northland, as these projects come online, earnings grow, the dividend will be secure, and it's a great entry point right now.
Jamie?
Northland Power, huge in wind, and renewable energy investing has been tough over the past few years.
Yeah, so I wrote in my commentary on this one that the bar wasn't very high for them last year, but they weren't able to exceed it. Performance of some wind assets is an issue. Obviously, the management changes at the company and the ambiguity around the management change caused some unrest. And then they did have a problem with a subcontractor in Taiwan where there was unfortunately a fatality. Not necessarily their fault, but obviously it's not good press for the company. Now, they've just hired a new CEO. I met with her last week. Very impressed. Comes from CNQ's board, was at Total Energies, was also at Atkins Realis, has said that the dividend is important to them, and that they plan on maintaining it, and that they're going to be hitting some milestones as it relates to these offshore wind projects, which do not have any exposure to the United States, by the way, which is why most renewables names have traded off is because of Trump's non-renewable agenda. That's not the case for the rest of the world. And so, we think that they're, again, as this company starts to hit milestones, development is what they're good at. They're in the development cycle now. They're in the, the build cycle now. This is what this company has historically been good at. And we think it'll be, from these levels, we think there's a lot of positivity. I can't do it again as a top pick. That's not allowed anymore. But if I could have, I would have.
So, yeah, we asked people not to do a past pick again as a top pick, just to keep the changes a bit. So yield something like 7.3%, and Christine Healy, the CEO, is saying at this stage it's very important to us. Yeah,
that's right, and that's what I would have expected. And then there was a note out from RBC's analysts saying that they should cut the dividend, they should reset it under their new management team. And so I contacted them to say, I don't agree with that note. And the good news for us was that they didn't agree with it either. So I'm not sure if RBC was maybe talking their own book on that, or if they had an investor who thought that was the right thing, but from what she has told me, that's not within their plans at this point in time.
Okay, we'll try to get Christine Healy. Let's talk renewable energy. We're going to focus on Northland Power, perhaps best known for its huge wind projects in Europe. We're joined now by Christine Healy. She is newly appointed CEO of Northland Power. It's great to have you here.
Thanks, Andy.
You've got quite a resume. You're a Newfoundlander.
I am.
Earlier in your career, you moved to Alberta, and so you have a legal background, and you worked for Equinor, Total, you name it. You've been all over the world.
I have. I've had the great opportunity. Like many Newfoundlanders, I left to find my fortune. And what was supposed to be a short stint abroad turned into a much longer one. But I'm grateful for the experience. I've had some great global experiences, and now I'm delighted to be back in Canada and deploying those skills here at home.
So part of your expertise, you were general counsel at Maersk Oil and Gas. So you have a legal background, among other things.
So I'm a lawyer by training, but my main role at Maersk was I was the global head of strategy and business development. And then I also was general counsel. So I was really trying to shape the company, and Maersk had an oil and gas component of it. And then that company, we were in the process of spinning it, and then we were purchased by Total.
And then you were at Equinor, the Norwegian company, for quite a while.
I've been with Equinor, with Total Energy, and now I'm very delighted to lead Northland Power.
Yes, let's get on to that. And you're on the board of Canadian Natural Resources, but we're here to talk about Northland Power.
Absolutely.
Just remind us what NPI is all about these days, because it's famous for for big wind projects in Europe?
Well, I think one of the things that Northland is really great at is executing on big offshore wind projects, and we do have quite a few of those.
Yeah.
And I think we're in a small group of companies globally who have a proven track record of really being able to deliver on those projects, not just for originating them and constructing them, but also operating them, because we're many years into operations now in several of our projects. But we also do onshore wind, we do solar. We're in the process of commissioning our first battery project here in Ontario, so that
Okay.
will open up later this year for commercial operations. We're really excited about that. And we have a long history in gas as well. Gas power and providing gas power to the grid. And I like the mix of that. I think that gives us lots of optionality to provide solutions for customers.
So this is your first job, though, running a renewable, well, it's not all renewable energy, but your first job running an independent power producer, I suppose?
Sure. So it's my first role as CEO.
Yes.
But my time with Total Energy was Total was transferring itself from being an oil and gas company to a multi-energy company, and I was the global head of carbon neutrality, really looking at how we were going to decrease our emissions globally and how we were going to shift our profile and our investments into the future. So really grateful for that exposure and experience. I think leaves me well positioned to understand the set of opportunities in front of us for Northland.
And you have, so the rating is investment grade. It's not junk.
Oh, certainly not junk. My goodness, certainly not junk.
But that's unusual among power producers of this type.
Well, I think it's a very good feature. I think it's one of the things that, for me, really attractive for Northland, that the company just delivers on so many different aspects of the value chain. And I just am back from nearly 3 weeks where I went around to visit our operations. I think I was in 9 countries in just about 3 weeks, visiting our projects and our partners and our people and really getting to know what we're good at. And I saw a lot of strength and things that we're going to build on even more. And I'm really excited by what I see for the future for us as a company.
So when I think of Northland, I think of these huge turbines in the North Sea.
Yes.
Is that the core of the company still?
So I would say certainly we have some large wind farms in Europe, so offshore Germany, offshore Netherlands, and those wind farms are producing well. And we have really great operational teams who are driving operational efficiencies and safe operations every day. We have some big projects in development in the Baltics. We have Baltic Wind with our partner Orlen in Poland. We have another project called Hai Long offshore Taiwan, so showing capability in Asia, which I think is a great thing to be able to show the market.
Yeah.
And one of the things, Andy, so that's in our offshore wind portfolio. Onshore, we have onshore wind in North America, in Canada, in the United States. We also have in Spain, we have a utility and some onshore developments there in solar and in wind. So I would say we actually have a bit of a mixed approach. But one of the things that I think is unique or interesting about Northland is that more than 70% of our revenue is from non-Canadian sources. So for people looking for exposure to international markets through a Canadian company, we're a great way into that.
Without a direct tariff threat. There's the stock. Let's have a look at a 5-year, because of course, like so many other independent power producers, the shares have come down from their highs.
Sure. Well, I mean, the thing is, we invest through the cycle in energy. And that's, maybe my legacy history in oil and gas leaves me well situated for this, because I've lived through quite a few cycles in my career. And this is not the first, and it's not going to be the last. But the fundamentals are there. The demand for energy, the demand for power continues to be strong. Everywhere I go, every government, every grid operator is looking for more power. Industrial customers are looking for more power. So everywhere we go, there is a demand for what we do. Clean, affordable, reliable energy. Everybody wants it. Northland knows how to deliver it. We've proven we can do it in lots of different geographies, lots of different contexts. I think that leaves us a great space for growth in the future.
And tell us a bit more about this Ontario battery project. Are these giant vanadium batteries, or how do they work?
So our project here, we're in the process of commissioning here in Ontario. So it is for us our first and biggest battery project. We have a future project we're developing now in Alberta as well. But the one in Ontario is close to commissioning. The process is ongoing now. It'll be on commercial production later this year. So it's a large battery project. It's a 4-hour timing, 250 megawatts. So I think, it's an impressive project. I'm really happy to see what we're doing. The teams are delivering it. It's on track. I think I couldn't be more happy. In fact, when I see the safety performance, the operational performance. So now we just got to get that on commercial production later this year.
And how much of your portfolio is natural gas fired?
So right now, I would say the portfolio has been heavier on gas in the past, and I think there is an opportunity, particularly in North America, to grow the gas position. I think for a whole set of reasons, Canada has been a bit light on gas investment over the last couple of decades, and I think that creates an opportunity for companies like ours who have good gas capability. We operate some facilities, particularly here in Ontario, and I think we have really good track record of delivering. We're just in the process of delivering an upgrade to one of our facilities here in Ontario that offers a small amount of additional power to the grid, but it's valuable additional power to the grid. So that stuff maybe is not the most glamorous, but fundamentally it drives value for the shareholder. So it's a good thing.
We've only got about 30 seconds left. You've worked with people from all kinds of countries during your career. Is there any one nationality that jumps out that were great to work with?
Oh my gosh, now Andy, you're putting me on the spot. What can I say? It's always the Newfoundlanders who are the best.
Oh, goodness.
Always the Newfoundlanders who are the best.
Listen, thank